So, okay, fine. No one's designing rail systems like on the left. What you might have, though, is a train that's exiting off of, say, a main track. So I'm going to put some signals around, and I'm going to break this off into tiny chunks. So I'm putting a bunch of signals down. Here we go. We've got tiny chunks. And now I can decide how to signal it. So I usually pick a track. I'm going to start with this red train. My train's going forward. I'll try this first signal. Can I stop at the next signal? This signal here, my answer is no, because I'll block the track. So I use a rail chain signal. And then I go, can I stop at the next signal? It's this one over at the end here. The answer is yes, so I can leave it as a regular signal. All right, so that train's route is done. This one here, I go, can I stop the next signal? Well, yeah, I can stop here, or I can stop here. I'm not going to block somebody that's traveling a different direction. I don't worry about other trains that are coming behind me. So anything behind this blue train is going to have to stop and wait for the blue train anyways. That's not a big deal. I'm more worried about, am I going to block traffic that's going a different way? So yes, I can stop here. Yes, I can stop here. We're good. So this top one, can I stop at the next signal? Yep, I can stop there. We're good. So I'm going to keep going down. My next option is this signal here. Can I stop at the next signal? Nope, I will block the intersection. So this is where I put a chain signal. All right, we got that solved. Next one, can I stop at the next signal? Yep, so I can leave it as a regular signal. And that is how we will signal this intersection. So these guys can go if there is a train in the way over here. I'm going to send my red train forward, so I'm just using control and clicking on the map to make a temporary stop. You can see my train has stopped. It's not going to go through the intersection because the other train's in the way. So now my blue train, if I go to send it, it can safely go to the other side. It should maybe, finish crossing all the way. And then if my first red train moves out of the way, my next red train can go because there's enough space for it. So I said the words enough space. That leads us into the next section. So I'm going to throw some signals down because I want to block everything off. And suddenly, we're actually carrying cargo because why would you send just a train for the sake of sending a train? So I've got this fancy blue train and this fancy red train. If I were to signal this, my blue train, can it stop at the next signal, go forward? Nope, it would block the intersection. So I'm going to use a chain signal. And then my next one, can my train stop at the next signal? And the answer is actually no. So I'm going to send my train forward to that signal to demonstrate. If it stops there, its bud is actually in the way. So we're going to put this into manual mode. We'll back it up so it's not in the way of us seeing signals. I'm actually going to put a chain signal here because my next signal is too close to the intersection and my train will actually block it. So that's how applying the rule of can my train safely stop at the next signal is used in more complex situations. You can see here that it's actually dependent on the length of the train. If my signal, we're going to reset this, was out over here, we try the same test. Can my train safely stop at the signal? The next signal, here we go. You can see, yes, it can safely stop at this signal. So we can leave this one as a regular chain signal. This train can get all the way through. We can then try applying this to the train that's going up. If it stops at the next signal, it'll block the intersection. If it stops at the next signal, it'll block at the intersection. If it stops at the next signal, it's not going to block the intersection, so we can leave it as a regular signal.